In today's video, we're going to be installing Pi-hole in a Synology Docker container, but this time we're going to do it using a Macvlan network and a bridge network. Now, I know there are a few other YouTube videos covering this topic, but I recently had a viewer ask me to make a video on this, so I thought I'd put my own spin on it. So that said, a Macvlan network, that allows us to assign Pi-hole to its own IP address instead of using the IP address of the Synology NAS. And the bridge network, that will allow the Synology NAS and its services to access the container. So that said, let's get right to the prerequisites. Okay, so I'm signed into the DS920 Plus, and we have to have a few prerequisites in place before we can get started with the actual creation of the container. So the first prerequisite is to make sure you have Docker installed. Now you can see here, I already have Docker installed on the DS920 Plus, but if you didn't, you'd simply come up to the Package Center, you would search for Docker, and when you get the search results, it would say install here. Just click on install and follow the wizard. Once Docker is installed, if we go to the file station, you'll see that it creates a Docker folder. The next prerequisite is to create a couple of folders for the Pi-hole container. So we're going to click on create folder, and we're going to call the first folder Pi-hole. Then inside the Pi-hole folder, we're going to create two more folders, two subfolders. We're going to create a folder called DNSmask.d. And we're going to create a second Pi-hole folder. Now we'll talk about why we're creating these folders a little later in the video. We're going to end up mapping them to the actual container. So now that we have that prerequisite done, we're going to have to enable SSH, because to create the Macvlan network, we have to do that via the command line. So let's come over to the control panel. We're going to come to terminal and SNMP, and we're going to put a check mark where it says enable SSH service and come down and click apply. We're just going to acknowledge the message here. And now we're done. Once we're done creating the Macvlan network, we'll come back here and we'll disable SSH. And finally, the last step is we need to know what interface the NAS is currently using. So let's go into our terminal, and we're going to SSH into the NAS. And we're just going to simply use the command ifconfig. And you can see here the NAS is having its IP address currently on ETH0. So we're going to remember ETH0 when we create the Macvlan network. Okay, so now that we have all the prerequisites in place, let's go ahead and create the Macvlan network. We're going to jump back over to the terminal and create our Macvlan network using a command via SSH. Before we actually create the Macvlan network using this command at the top of the page, I thought I would show it to you and break it down into smaller chunks just to explain what each part of the command is doing, because looking at the entire command can be a bit overwhelming. So, sudo docker network create, the section in red, that provides admin privileges so that we can have the ability to create the new network. -D Macvlan is simply saying to use the Macvlan network driver since we want to create a Macvlan network. -O parent equals ETH0. Well, remember, we looked up the interface using the ifconfig command, and this just specifies in the command that that's the interface that the NAS is using. --subnet equals 192.168.25.0/24. It identifies the subnet that the NAS is currently on. Now your subnet may be different, so you would plug in your information on this part of the command. --gateway equals 192.168.25.1, and it identifies the gateway that the NAS is on. And again, your situation may vary, so you would put in your gateway information here. and then -- IP range equals 192.168.25.45/32. That is the IP address that we will use for Pi-hole in this instance. Again, your situation may vary. And then finally, Pi-hole_net just designates the name of the Macvlan network that we are going to be creating. Okay, let's hop back over to the terminal and let's paste the command into the terminal and hit enter. It's asking for the password. And that means we have a successful Macvlan network created. That's all we need to do in the terminal. So I'm going to exit out at this time. And let's go back into the control panel because we are done using the terminal, and let's disable SSH service. Okay, so now that we've successfully created our Macvlan network, we still have to create the bridge network for the Docker container. So let's jump back over to the computer now. We're going to launch Docker and get that bridge network created. So let's click on Docker. Let's come over to the network in the left window pane. And you can see here we have the Macvlan network that we created in that last step. So let's come up and we're going to click on Add. And we're going to give this a name, and we're just going to call this PH Bridge. And we're going to use the manual configuration. And this has to be a subnet that's not being used anywhere else on your network. So I'm going to use 192.168.70.0/24. The IP range is going to be 192.168.70.2/32. And the gateway is going to be 192.168.70.1. Now, this is an optional step, by the way. If you're just going to point your router to Pi-hole, then you don't need to do this step. Remember, this enables the Synology and its service to have access to the container. So if you're going to run something like OpenVPN or other services on your Synology, then you need to create this step. I do run OpenVPN, so I'm going to create this step. It's not going to hurt you to create it. So let's go ahead and hit the add button. And now you can see here we have our Pi-hole bridge network. Next, we're going to go ahead and create our Docker container. Let's start by coming over to Docker. I'm going to come up to Registry in the left window, and we're going to search for Pi-hole. Click on Pi-hole and select Download. And we're going to choose the latest tag. And now you can see here the Pi-hole image is downloading. Once it's finished downloading, we'll launch the image and begin creation of the container. And there we go. So let's come down and click the image and go up and hit launch. And here it's asking us what networks we want to use. So we're going to deselect the built-in bridge network, and we're going to select the Pi-hole Macvlan network that we created and also the Pi-hole bridge network. And we're going to go ahead and click on next. I'm just going to leave the name default, and I'm going to come down and I'm going to click on enable auto start. And then I'm going to click on Advanced Settings. Here under Environment, we need to add 4 variables. So the first one is going to be web password, which is the password we're going to use to log into the web user interface. So whatever password you put here is what you're going to use to log in. Now, I'm just going to use a simple password here so it's easy for me to remember in this video. In production, please use a stronger password. I'm actually going to delete this container at the end of this video, so it really doesn't matter. The next environment variable we're going to add is DNS mask_listening. And we're going to set that to local. The next one is virtual host. and we're going to set that to Pihole. And finally, we need to add the server IP. And this is going to be the Macvlan IP that we designated for Pihole when we created the Macvlan network. So in my case, it's going to be 192.168.25.45. And now we're going to go ahead and click Save. We're going to click Next. We don't have to play around with the ports because we're using a separate network other than the host. We're using the Macvlan network, so we're going to click Next. Here we're going to add those folders that we created earlier in the prerequisite stage under File Station when we created the Pihole folder with the 2 subfolders. So now we're going to map them here to the container. So we're going to say Add Folder, and we're going to come down and we're going to select the DNS mask.d, and the mount path is going to be /etc/DNS mask.d. And we're going to add another folder, and we're going to get the Pihole subfolder. I'm going to select that, and we're going to mount that to /etc/Pihole. And we're going to click on Next. And now it's just confirming everything that we set up. And we're going to run this container after the wizard is finished. We're going to leave that enabled, and we're going to click on Done. Now, if we go up to our container, we can see that we have our Pihole container up and running. Okay, so theoretically, we should be able to access the Pihole web interface by typing in the Macvlan IP address that we created earlier, /admin. So let's give that a shot and see what happens. And there's the login page. Let's enter the password. And there you go. Now you can see we successfully installed Pihole using the Macvlan network and the Bridge network. So now that the Pihole server is up and running, let's talk about a couple of the options so that you can utilize Pihole in your environment. One of the things you can do is just point your router's DNS directly to the IP address of the Pihole server. This way, everything on the network will be covered and you wouldn't have any worries. Optionally, if you have multiple networks in your environment, then you can just take a subnet or subnets and point that subnet or subnet's DNS to the Pihole server. Another option is if you only wanted to protect a single device or a couple of devices in the device's network adapter settings, you can just point the DNS to the Pihole server. Point being here is you do have options. So there's a look at installing Pihole in a Docker container on Synology using a Macvlan network and a Bridge network. So let me know if you're using Pihole and how you're running it. Are you using a container? Are you using a virtual machine? Or are you actually running it on a Raspberry Pi? Let me know down in the comments below. So if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Be sure to check out other videos that I post here up above. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share this video. And I want to thank you, as I do in every video, for using my Amazon affiliate links. I know they don't change your price, but they do help out the channel. Once again, my name is Tony with Quick Tech Solutions. As always, please stay safe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.